Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to teach you about two-dimensional array in C++. So let us start our program with the hash include IOStream and using namespace std. We define a main function here, integer main, and we specify return 0. Okay, so for two-dimensional array, what we do, first of all, we create an array with two dimensions. So in this, what we do, we specify an array with the three rows and two columns. So let us say integer my array, and first we specify the number of rows. So this indicates the number of rows, and this indicates the number of columns. So we have three rows and two columns. Then we inside curly braces we specify the values for each row, because we have only two columns. So what we do here, we specify, let's say in row number 1 we have a 1 comma 2, and in row number 2 we have because the rows are actually, row number 1 is on 0 index, and row number 2 is on 1 index, and row number 3 is will be on 3 minus 1 on 2 index. So we specify 3 comma 4, and then here we specify 5 comma 6. So we have created this array. Now what we do here, we print cout my array of 0 comma 1, 0 comma 0. All right, so basically it should print we have a 0 row, this row, and on 0 index there is a 1 value, so it should print 1. So let us check how this works and compile this, and let us execute this. So you can see it has printed 1. Now what we do here, we want to actually print all the values of the arrays. So first of all, we have to specify one outer loop for accessing the rows, and then after accessing the row, we shall specify a nested loop to access the values inside those rows. Those are basically the column values. So what we do here, for integer I is equals to 0, and then I less than 3, and I plus plus. Since we have accessed this array row, now we are going to access the columns of this array. So for this we specify another loop inside this loop, that would be a nested loop. For integer j is equals to 0, and j is less than, because we have only two columns, so we have j is less than 2, and j plus plus. Now we print cout my array of I and j, and this would be end of line. So now we want to see how this prints it should print all these values. So let us compile, and there is one issue. Oh, this is invalid. So let us comment in this way. There was a mistake. Now you can see that it has printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All the values have been printed. But if, let's suppose, you want that this row should be printed, then there should be end of line, then you can specify this end of line outside of this loop, inner loop. So here you can specify cout and endl. So this will actually print 1, 2, row number 1, then 2 and 3. So let us compile once again and execute. Now you can see that it has printed 1, 2, then 3, 4, then 5, 6. So this is pretty easy. What you'll do for the two-dimensional array, you will specify the length of the row and then length of the column. So in this way, you're going to define in curly braces the values, because we have 3 rows. So one row number 1, 2, and 3 rows, and it is specifies the column that 1, 2, and 1, 2, 1, and 2. And this actually outer loop is used for accessing the row. Outer loop for accessing row, and this inner loop is used for inner loop used for accessing column. So in this way, this is a very easy method to actually work with the two-dimensional array. Hope you have understood. Thank you so much.